Oh my gosh. Well, wouldn't be a Ruffle stream if it didn't crash at least twice. New phone, who dis? Okay, well, you're clearly new to this. Hi, my name is Ruffles. My streams crash at least twice every time. It's significantly more annoying to me than it is to anybody else. I can pretty much guarantee that. My hanger is so cringy that it crashed your stream. Nah, this is actually pretty good. I like it. Double long arm 12 Panther. I mean, this is obviously garbage, but I don't care. No, this is, it's a good build. It's a good build. I would never use it, but it's a good build. Arc Torrent Surge is definitely a good idea. And Disc Launcher Stalker also definitely a good idea. This, I mean, Orion really benefits from like sniper weapons just because of like the damage. So it can do like one hits. It basically makes it like a one hit mech. If you have carbines, if you have carbine 8s or something, that actually might do better. Because I was personally like super impressed with how well carbine does on Orion. Because it more than doubles the damage that you deal with a single shot. For missile rack, that basically just means, you know, you're going to get a maximum of 2 kills, one for each one for each missile rack 8. And it's the same reason I say don't use missile rack on Stalker, is because, you know, with the damage boost, the most amount of kills per mag you're going to get is 1, when you could be getting more kills in a single magazine with the extra damage. So you don't have carbines. Oh, okay. I'm trying to think of like other weapons that are sort of similar. I'd say Gauss Rifle, but Gauss Rifle is way worse than Missile Rack at this point. So I definitely couldn't recommend that. I mean, Shotgun 8 might not be horrible, but getting Orion close to other people, not the best idea. Because even though Orion's really good in terms of like offense, it doesn't have anything to protect itself apart from trying to kill the enemy first. So like if you don't kill killing the enemy first is the only defense that you have, which is why I say that Orion isn't super OP. And Silence, to answer your question, I say balanced in terms of like a mech is not bad, but it's not in the top 5. If I think it's in the top 5 mechs, then I think it's unbalanced. If I think it's like a bottom 5 mechs, then I also think it's unbalanced. Anywhere between that, I consider it fairly balanced, and I would not personally place Orion in the top 5. It's in the top 10 for sure, but, you know, I consider that to be fairly balanced. Stormier days, hello. Silence, you need to stop calling me that. Orion has like insane stats, same thing. I agree. They're both very good, and they're both in the top 10. Yeah. Yeah, Stormy and Stormier Days are completely different people. Stormier knows who Stormy is, apparently. I actually thought when Silence, when you said Stormy, I was like, wait, is Stormy in here? No. Top 5, Surge, Orion, Stalker, Tengu, Panther. Respectfully disagree. I would say Surge, Stalker, Panther, Guardian, Killshot, honestly. Like, you'll have a hard time finding a hanger without a Killshot, and you'll honestly have a hard time dealing with people who have a Guardian. Like, yes, a lot of people use a max Orion with Disc Launcher, but, you know, anything could do well with Disc Launcher. And I personally have had 0 issues with people using Orion. I have gone against a lot of people with max Orion, with max Disc Launcher 12, like, far out leveling myself because I don't really have any max weapons. And I've had zero issues with them. None. Like, they're easy to deal with because they can't protect themselves. Yes, they can basically one-hit you if you allow them to, but, you know, they also have disc launchers, so you're not gonna just let yourself get hit by the disc launcher any more than you just let yourself get hit by the Hunter's Mark. And then in terms of Tengu, you have to get way too close, and getting close puts you in range of Zephyr, it puts you in range of Surge, which every bot has Surge, and every player has Surge. Every bot has Zephyr, and you could also get system crashed from Guardian at that point. Getting close is not the easiest thing to do. Like, honestly, Killshot sucks. Yeah, I mean, agreed. Killshot, screw Killshot, but it's not bad. No. It's still a top mech. It does just as, for as much as you think Tengu's ability does in terms of damage, Killshot does the same amount, except it also travels 40 meters to do it, and it probably has a higher radius than Tengu does. The only difference is that it doesn't get a couple seconds stealth, and it doesn't apply stasis. But the stasis is worthless, and the stealth really only helps against mortars, but you're getting more mortar avoidance by having the 29 kph speed and a really quick dash that comes back like every 7 seconds or 6 seconds or something bullshit like that. So no, Killshot is still in the top 5. Yeah, Nihilus has been here. He was here for the Hangar reviews. Tengu is Zephyr proof. True. Zephyrs have a hard time. Tengu is the counter to Zephyr. But bots are not your main problem. Your main problem is players, and basically no players... Oh, my phone's dying. Basically no players run Zephyr. Most players run Surge. In fact, basically every top-end player runs Surge. Dude, I get it! Stop reminding me. I know that my phone's at 15%. Okay, well, clearly I'm gonna have to do something about that. Because it's just gonna keep reminding me. I will say that you can get a lot of good mileage. Shut up, phone. You can get a lot of good mileage out of any mech. I've used Shadow like very well, and I've gotten some really good usefulness out of it. I wouldn't call it a top 5 mech, but it can definitely be super useful. And so for that reason, I can respect your opinion on the matter, but quite simply put, I will not agree that those are the top 5 mechs. You're almost at 6,800. Ooh. That's nice. Yeah, I got my last legendary... Well, I got my 5th legendary pilot, so now I can fully deck my hangar out with legendary pilots. So once I max out the last 2, then I might be able to start getting close to 7,000. Hold on. Okay, sorry about that. My autocorrect is mess up your name. What is it? Wait, what is it trying to put it as? Riffles is a real word. Oh, riffles. Yes, riffles is gonna heat you out. That's definitely a sentence worth repeating. Just in case you haven't put 2 and 2 together, it's Storm X. Oh, no, I know. In fact, I recognized your profile picture, Stormier. Killshot dash damage does not increase if it hits a death-marked target. No. No, because it's weapon damage, not ability damage. It only increases weapon damage. It's the same with Overheat. So I have to manually correct it every time. Good. Okay. That sounds like it's not an issue. Anyway, yeah. I don't really know what you could do in terms of Orion, but Missile Rex should be okay. Everything else looks good though. It's a very good hanger that you got there. Oh, you were talking on that. Okay. Well. So I just wanted to pretend that you wanted to talk to me. Sadness. Okay. Alright. Well, anyway, I think that's going to conclude this, right? Because nobody else put their ID in. Correct? No. At least not this time around. Ooh. Let me collect my thingy thing. That is like exploding in my ears, but apparently it's fine for you guys, so oh well. Can I put someone else's ID? Only if they will actually listen to what I'm saying. In any way, shape, or form. Like, generally speaking, I don't like it when people put in other people's IDs, because normally what would typically happen, obviously, is just like, do record it and send it to them. Okay. So long as you know that that's something that they'd be okay with. I don't want to feel like I'm criticizing someone's hanger just like for kind of no reason. But yeah, like in a lot of cases, what would happen is just like I do it, and then the person either doesn't say anything to the person I was reviewing, or they just give them like the lowdown of like, he thinks you should change this to this, and that person gets what they get my my changes, but they don't really get my reasonings. And a lot of the reason that I do this particular thing is to give people the reasonings behind certain things, so that they don't necessarily rely on me every time they want to change their hanger. They're just like, oh, that makes sense, because he said last time to this other person that this was better than this. Put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. How much time do you think will take to finish the derby event for Shotgun 8 last minute? More than 60 seconds. If you're actually doing it last minute. But I don't know, Texie. I forget what half of the tasks were. 9.5 hours. Oh, 9.5 hours left, yeah. Yeah, you don't have a lot left. $260, $487. Federal. It will work, trust me. Oh, okay. Carbine's fairly obsolete at this point. Disc Launcher is so much better on Stalker than it is on, honestly, just about anything. So, Mortar's on Killshot. You don't need the boost from Stalker for Mortar any more than you need Bore for the boost for Mortar, because it already one-hits everything. So, Mortar's on Killshot, and Killshot can get places quickly in case somebody's counter-mortaring you. So you can actually, like, avoid that if you need to. And the dash also does a lot of damage and can protect you against people who end up getting too close. So those on there. Disc Launcher on Stalker for sure. This is really good. This is really good. Although EM Rifle would be better than Railgun at this point. Railgun is still a very good sniper weapon. And then you could put the carbines onto Ares, but if I'm being honest, I think that Missile Rack 12 is a fantastic fit for Ares specifically. Like, it works well for a lot of things, but like Ares specifically, it works really well for. And if you have Missile Rack 12, I would definitely recommend at least giving that a try. Other than that, yeah, unfortunately Carbine's just kind of, it's lost a lot of value over the years, and I've said that before, but it's really just the way that it is, and it's not entirely usable on a lot of things anymore. I need like 30 points on that to get 20 fortune keys. Ooh. I told him carbines suck. They do. Fun fact, actually, story time. When I started, this was back in beta. I shunned Killshot, but what I also shunned was Carbine, because Carbine was super, super meta back then, and I never bought the Carbine because I hated them. And then after they became non-meta, then I bought them because they weren't stupid anymore. So, yeah, it's the end of the story. It's not an interesting story, but it was a story anyway. I think Carbine works really well on Orion, though. Like, obviously I said that before, but the boost to each shot is really nice for weapons that have high damage but also high magazine, which also makes Arc Torrent like extremely good for Orion as well. But Carbine is also a really good choice if you have Arc Torrent on something else. You could also get a little bit more range with it, so you're technically putting yourself in less danger. 2.5 minutes of Ruffles roasting fed, but my dream has been achieved. Hey, well, glad to make your dreams come true. That's what I'm here for. Definitely. I think, though, unless anyone else has got something, I'm probably going to call it here. This is my third attempt, of course, because it is not Ruffles without a third attempt at least. So I will probably call it here, and then I'll put my hanger back together and check my DM. I don't have no idea what he's saying, but yeah. Anyway, thank you to everybody who stopped by. Appreciate everybody who is playing in the customs and put your ID for hanger reviews. In terms of whether or not I'll do this again soon, probably not, if I'm being completely honest. But who knows? Who knows? It is generally like a last minute decision on my part. Wait. Oh, okay. I'll wait a little bit then. See what you got to say. But yeah, it is generally a last minute decision on my part. I really wish I could like plan it out better, but did you miss them? Oh yeah, there were customs. There were at the beginning of the stream. In fact, the first 3 hours. I started at 11:30 my time, and it's 4:30 right now. So we're going off for like 5 hours. So the first like 3 hours were custom matches. And we did some ones with Orion. We did Brick House with Shotgun 8s. We did Brick House with Autocannon 2s. It was fantastic. Three hours, my life was a lie. Oh, did YouTube just like not say anything about it until like 4 hours later? You did join in like relatively right as soon as I stopped the customs, to be completely honest. I'll go create a corner over there. Oh, that's unfortunate. Sorry to hear. I've been hearing from a lot of people. Autocannon 2, I love those things. Yeah. It was beautiful. And Nihilus was there for it, so. YouTube, yeah, I've been told by a lot of people that YouTube and Twitch just aren't notifying people anymore. I definitely have been hearing or experiencing the Twitch thing. I don't get like push notifications on my phone in terms of YouTube because I've subscribed to way too many channels. So I just go to like the YouTube app and then check the notifications on the app to do anything. Alice is there and he didn't tell me. Yeah, go take it up with him. It's definitely his fault. But yeah, definitely it's crazy. I don't know what's been going on. Escape stopped doing his pea shooter customs. Yeah, it's kind of sad. Is Orion worth getting from the Acorn event? I forget what it is. It's not that. 600 and what? 14? Ugh. That's a good question. That's more than 6,000 for a rank like 4 mech. Because yeah, you're getting like the blueprints and the credits and everything. And that should get you to more or less rank 4. But I don't know about that. If I'm being honest, I'm like if you have the Acoins, go ahead. If you have like if you're like me and have like less than 3,000, I wouldn't even bother taking my chances because I couldn't even open 5, and 5 isn't even half. I'd have to open 7 in order to open half of them. So I wouldn't even have a 50-50 chance. So is Orion worth getting? I think it's a good mech, but I don't think it's worth that price, and it's definitely not worth a try if you don't have at least half the Acoins necessary. 8,400 Acoins for a rank 3 mech. Yeah. I mean, probably like rank 3 level 7 when you account for like the credits and blueprints. It'll get you to like level 7, but then you'll need to spend the Acoins to rank it up to rank 4. So yeah, no, it's not cheap. And Acoin events are very rarely cheap, which is why I very rarely actually recommend people participate in them at all if it's not something that they're almost guaranteed to get. Because what happens to a lot of people, especially free-to-play players, is they save up all their Acoins and they have like 2,500 like I do, and they got like, rank 4, rank 5 mechs, and they're like, well, I want to rank up my mech, but at the same time I want to participate in these Acoin events, maybe get something new. And then they spend all of their Acoins on something like this. They get nothing but crap, because there's less than 50% chance that you'll even get this thing with 2,500 Acoins. And then, at that point, like, less than a week later, the next Acoin event comes out, and kind of the same thing happens. So it keeps people drained of all of their resources. So quite honestly, if you don't have enough to guarantee that it'll be worth it by getting the thing, essentially if you don't have 8,400 Acoins saved up, don't even bother. because you're not guaranteed to get it, and you could still potentially just waste all of your resources for nothing. Other riffles before you conclude stream on 5. Put my real hanger back and you review it, because that kill shot was there as a joke because I was trolling another clan earlier. Oh, okay. Go ahead. By the way, I didn't get notification for this stream as well. Yeah, because I was refreshing the earlier hanger review stream. Oh, yeah. Well, it was crashing like 3-4 times. But yeah, a lot of people have been having issues with YouTube notifications, and I wonder why. Not really sure. There goes your coins. Yeah, exactly. Alright, Silence, I'm gonna need your ID again, because I'm fairly certain you're not in my list. You didn't have to change much, you set it back to normal. That's fair. Two one two 8409. A ruffles what? Red. What are you trying to say? Ah, here we go. So, I would still say that 2 sniper builds is unnecessary. 2 disc launcher builds you can get away with. Again, 2 snipers, not really. That's a lot of good damage, and it's a lot of good range, but what you don't have is a lot of sustained damage. So people who get close to you, your only options are these 3 builds. This one and this one can deal really good damage, but quite honestly, Disc Launcher 12 does not deal a whole lot. Like, Disc Launchers are fairly low damage weapons. They're just really good because of, like, the damage radius and stuff. And you typically want to shoot, use them from a little bit of a distance. You could use this closer range just because, the ability gives you more damage, and that's good. This is obviously a close range, damage dealer. But considering maps are just generally kind of small, you're going to want at least one more build that can deal a lot of damage up close. And by up close, I mean, like, closer than, 80 meters or so. I have 16,000 A-coins saved. Wow, he's just dropping that bomb and then leaving. Okay, Nathan, I see how it is. It's a lot of A-coins. Curious as to what you're going to do with that. Are you going to participate in the Mech Arena Tag Challenge? We have a chance. Come on. How much longer is there for that, Red? How much time is left? I might. I've got some homework that I've been putting off the entire day by streaming that I really should do tonight. So... Rails wreck at close range. They do. But once you fire your 3 to 4 shots, if you don't kill everyone that managed to get close, you're screwed, and that's the end of you. Also, the reason I have Disc Launcher 12s and Aegis is because once they're in the bubble, I spam the disc. Oh, no, I get you. Disc Launcher is a very good choice for Aegis. I'm not saying that they're a bad choice. I'm saying that Disc Launcher on something that isn't able to boost the damage quite simply doesn't have the damage output to be able to compete with other builds close range. So generally speaking, you are going to want to do what you said. Put the bubble down and then spam discs at the ceiling so that you can get better damage and, be a lot more safe when doing so. So you really don't have anything that can compete with. Like, this is really your only... Well, technically this too, because of the damage buff. But these are really the only builds that can deal with any type of enemy pushing you. Any team, particularly, like a 1v1, sure, like a railgun or EM rifle, if you can take them out in, 1 to 2 shots, because of like the super high damage, then you're fine. But like if it's a squad v squad and you get an aggressive team against you, you're not gonna be able to deal with an aggressive team with railgun. You're gonna fire a few shots. You're gonna lose most of your mag on a single enemy, and you'll take care of that one guy, but then you'll die after that. Dang, you're still going. I am just about done, Century. I would suggest, personally, Graviton Beam 16 is honestly fantastic. It's a little bit more mid-range, but you can deal stupid amounts of damage pretty quickly with that thing. In terms of like heavy damage, it's hard for me to necessarily recommend like a heavy damage 16 energy weapon because there really aren't any besides sniper weapons. So honestly, yeah, I mean probably Grav 16 would be your best option because it is not necessarily as high of immediate damage as Railgun is. What it is it's significantly more sustainable. And what I was explaining the last stream, I think yesterday, about like the pros and cons of like sniper weapons versus Graviton Beam is like Graviton Beam's got slightly lower range, but it's also, you know, it's got decent range. It doesn't deal as much immediate damage, but you're basically never without the damage necessary to kill any number of opponents. Like unless you're basically out of a magazine, you've always got the damage necessary. So people have to be careful around you. They can't just bum rush you. It's not like Railgun, where like you see someone fire their 3 shots and you're like, okay, well, I know that I can tank at least 1 shot if they happen to get it. And then after that, they're just reloading and they're screwed. So I can go rush them now while they're reloading. But if you see somebody with Graviton Beam, it's like, well, there's no way to tell if they're near close to being out of ammo, and more than likely they will never be close to being out of ammo. Interesting hanger, 2 sniper builds and 2 disc builds. Yeah. The 2 discs you can definitely get away with, though. Have a Sami set up for it and all. Should be good enough. Yeah. I think you'll like it. If you don't, I mean, maybe you're just one of those people who really loves using snipers, and that's fine. If you end up liking the sniper better, then absolutely go for it. Not everybody, you know, does exactly the same in terms of using different weapons. But I think the general population does better having only 1 sniper in their hangar. I think you'll like using Graviton Beam. I use snipers and discs because I suck at close quarters and I'm way more comfortable at sniping. I'm lazy. See, that's fair. That's fair. If sniping, like more of like support type thing, is where you like to be, then absolutely feel free to stay there. But Graviton Beam can be pretty good for that too. It takes some getting used to, but I think you'll like it. I think you'll like it. G-Star. Okay. 353. This will probably be the last one then. Give me like 3 weeks and I'll dual grabs. Oh. Yeah, fair enough. Takes a while. Getting the blueprints especially, like there's so many legendary items, particularly weapons, so many legendary weapons around now that it's really difficult to get specific legendary blueprints. It really is. Here's the thing. It's like I was saying to Silent. Disc Launcher is not a good close range weapon. It's more of a mid-range, and you don't want to rush with it because you quite simply don't have the damage output in the magazine. It's a great weapon. It's probably the best weapon out there, but it's not a close range weapon. And Surge is exclusively a close range mech. you definitely want to put the shotguns onto Surge instead of the disc launchers. Disc launcher is really good for Killshot, because since Killshot deals damage with the ability, you can use the disc launcher, and then when someone, if somebody gets too close to you, or if somebody's like kind of low on HP, you can use the dash to finish them off, as opposed to just stunning them and then waiting for your weapons to come back online and then dealing low damage weapons, or dealing low damage with your weapons. So yeah, I mean, or you could put the disc launchers onto Stalker, and then your arc torrents onto Surge. Either one of those options are good. Now that I see it, you probably want the disc launchers on Stalker, but both work. Missile Rat Guardian's pretty good. Disc Launcher Panther's also pretty good. You are lacking range desperately. So, if I'm being honest, you probably want to ditch the Missile Rat. Well, you probably want to ditch the shotgun. Put the Missile Racks on Killshot. Ditch the shotgun and then put snipers on Guardian. You could also put like the disc launcher onto Guardian and then long arms onto Panther. Oh wait, no. Oh, no, you only got 20 energy. Never mind. Scratch that. So long arms on Guardian probably, or mortars, one of the two. But you have no range, and I think it's not going to suit you very well to have no range. I just burn 8 coins for blueprints. I do the same, but when you're asking me to spend like 2,500 8 coins for one level, it's like, oh, no thank you. I've got 2 levels left of my Aegis before it's max, and I'm really excited for it, but the problem is, like, I have to spend 2,500 8 coins to get it to level 6, and then it'll cost another 6,000 just to get it max. And it's like, I'm definitely not willing to spend 6,000 to get it to max. So there's no real point to spending 2,500 to get it to 6, if you get what I'm saying. Because like one extra level closer, not that big of a difference. Yeah, you need range. Yes, I would definitely say that you need range. Arc Torrent's really good on Surge. Disc Launcher really good on Stalker. You could keep the shotguns there, or you could switch it with Missile Rack, but your Missile Racks are higher level, and you probably won't use shotgun for that long, to be completely honest, because you don't have any. It looks like you have your hangar more or less figured out, and it's all medium or heavy mechs, so shotgun will lose value pretty quickly once you get to higher energy capacities. I just max my mechs. I don't bother doing so for my weapons. Yeah, the only weapon that I have max is Stasis Beam 16, and I did that just for funsies. In terms of weapons, I always leave them at rank 6 level 3, because that's the cheapest, that's the best like bang for your buck. It gets you the highest level without it being stupidly expensive. Weapons that I use a lot, I will sometimes upgrade to 4, maybe 5. But otherwise, I'll just leave them, because I don't really care about maxing out my weapons that much. Because a max weapon doesn't give you, like, a significant damage boost. Maxing a mech gives you a significant energy boost, though. And then from that energy boost, you can get a damage boost by using different weapons. So, definitely more worthwhile to max mechs. But the thing is that I have spent a lot of resources maxing out almost all of my mechs, because, yes, and, yeah, I've found myself with not many resources to go around. Also, like, any weapons that I get. Like EM16, I spent at least 5,000 A coins on EM16 just to get it to like rank 6. And then I'm probably going to do the same with Graviton Beam 12, because I want to be able to dual wield that on like a Juggernaut or something, because that would be amazing. I have like 11 maxed mechs. Nice. Actually, don't know how many I have. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Wow, 13 of 19. I will never bother maxing Killshot. Panther and Zephyr are both very low priority. Orion's taking forever. Obviously, Aegis is the next one for me. I don't really care much for Paragon, but it'll probably be the next one after Aegis. Realistically. I spent too much on this damn game. I did too. It's unfortunate, but, you know, still having fun with it. Ruffles, I challenge you to upgrade Killshot by 1 level. You're gonna have to do a lot more than that, sir. It's gonna have to be a lot more than a verbal challenge. Most of my mechs were max pre-pilot because I was winning tournaments, had nothing else to spend my coins on. Oh. Yeah, see, that's fortunate for you, because I freaking hate doing tournament. Playing the same map like 30 times in a row is like a nightmare for me. I change my hanger like every 30, 40 minutes, so there's no way that I'd have the attention span to actually deal with the same map for any longer than that. You know what I'm saying? Friend asked me to show you his ID for the hanger reviews. I don't know if you can access YouTube right now. Well, what are you gonna tell him? How is he gonna get the information? Who plays 30 times? Okay, I mean, if you wait until like the last few minutes to join, then yeah, you don't have to play that many times. But generally speaking, if you want a good score, you're gonna have to play like at least 10 matches. I triple dog dare you to level up Killshot. Whoa, 3 dogs? I don't know about that. You'll probably see the replay. I have no idea. I mean, if he's, yeah. I mean, if he can't join right now, then that's fine. If he says that he'll watch the replay after, then sure, I'll go for it. But if it's like, if there's a very high chance that he's just gonna not ever see it, then no, I'm honestly just not gonna bother. Wait. Lancer. I'm gonna put my hanger back together. I forgot that I have the ability duration implant on here, so I should probably do something that actually benefits from that, huh? That would maybe be a good idea. Ever seen the movie A Christmas Story? I have, but it was forever ago, so I actually don't remember that part. If it was there. I mean, who knows? You could just be making this all up to make me look stupid. Actually, you know what? I kind of enjoyed using this. I'm gonna do that, and that, and that. The kid with his tongue stuck in the flagpole. No, I remember vaguely what it was. I just don't remember that quote or anything. Disc Launcher 12 versus Disc Launcher 16-8. What are you betting your money on? Disc 12s, because Disc 16 and 8, it can kind of throw you off since the RPMs are a little bit different. Number one. But number two, it costs more to upgrade 2 weapons than it does to just upgrade 1. So I will be honest and say that Disc Launcher 12 is just the better option. Like if you had to choose one, then the Disc 12 is just cheaper. Otherwise, like the damage scaling between energies is fairly linear. I don't think it's like unfair in any way, not that I'm aware of anyway. So yeah, like 16-8 should do essentially the exact same damage as 12s, but blasphemy. Oh, just choose one. I mean, yeah, if I had to choose either disc 12s or disc 16 and 8, then I'm going to go with disc 12s because it's cheaper to upgrade. If you're choosing two, then I would say disc 12s and then two disc 16s because disc 8 is kind of just unnecessarily weak. Like, why limit yourself to two mediums when you could do a heavy? Choose all three of them. I have seen people... correct myself here. I have seen one person, gotta catch them all. I've seen one person use 3 disc launcher builds. What he did, he had a disc 12 and then 2 disc 16 and 8 builds. And I wiped the floor with him because he had 3 builds that were all not entirely optimal against the one mech that I had. So yes, more is not also always better. He said he's here, but to be fair, I don't know his YouTube name. Oh, interesting. Well, if he's here, then what's his ID? I can do 3 optimal disc launcher builds. I'm not saying that his disc launcher builds were bad, because he had 3 max medium mechs, all with, I think, almost max disc launchers. The problem was just that I had a build that was pretty good against disc launcher, and I easily destroyed more than half of his hanger. Because yes, there are ways of dealing with disc launcher. Not a lot of people... It's like Mortar, where not a lot of people bother trying to find a counter to Disc Launcher. They're just like, oh, well, Disc Launcher's OP, I guess I just have to use Disc Launcher now. Oh, Rocket Mortar's OP, I guess I just have to use Rocket Mortar now. It's like, I actually spend quite a bit of time dealing with things like that to see what exactly works against it. And I'm not saying that anybody who uses Disc Launcher is one of those people. I use Disc Launcher, but you don't know his nickname. Well, if he's here, if he says it's here, then there's no reason to not believe him. I don't know why he wouldn't say anything, but maybe he just doesn't want to. Do you think that they would do derby events for the item that are not in the progress path, like the Shotgun 8? Savage Eagle, you said this before, but you didn't put your ID in the chat. Put your ID in the chat, because I'm very certain that I don't have you on my friends list, and if I do, then I don't know what your game name is. Do I think that they'll eventually do more derby events? Yeah, probably. I don't really think that they'll necessarily do it for anything that's, like, super good, because it's basically just giving everyone who's around at the time a free item. And you don't necessarily want every single player in the game, like, regardless of their SP. You don't necessarily want, like, a 1000 SP player getting access to, like, EM Rifle 16, right? Because that's a little too soon for them. And that would really throw the balance off in terms of things. So, generally speaking, yes, I think that they will add more derby events, but I think they'll keep it to things that are just kind of subpar. Like they did one for Javelin Rack 8, which is pretty good. It's just, you know, it's not a super late game weapon. Shotgun 8, you could use it in late game, but it's not the best. Would they do one for Missile Rack 12? Probably not. They might do one for like Gauss Rifle 10 or something like that, which is kind of garbage, but it's also it's a weapon that's not in the progress path, so they'll probably do it. Apart from that, I'm trying to think of like other weapons. Probably not any mechs, except for maybe they might do one for like Tengu eventually, but I kind of doubt it. Tengu, Stalker, Aegis are all kind of like late game mechs. Not necessarily in the fact that they're all like super OP, but did I get it? No, I don't see your ID. Are you putting it in the YouTube chat? Type it like, or are you talking about like, did you send me like a game invite? If you're trying to put it in the chat, put it as like ID 111111, something like that. So do like type ID and then colon and then a space and then the numbers, because sometimes YouTube and like other things think that you're trying to put in like a phone number or social security number or something like that, and they want to stop it. I just played a match against all bots and there were 2 Aegis. I know Aegis bots are a thing. Yeah. I don't have them personally, fortunately, because that sounds like an awful thing to deal with, but yeah. I know that they are a thing. Haven't seen the AI use them before? Really? They've been around for a while. Aren't you like... Well, are you like 5,000 plus SP? I think you might have supposed to have passed by the point where Aegis bots are around. And so you mostly just see like, yeah. So you're like me, where you're past the point where you should be seeing Aegis bots, but for whatever reason, since you changed your hanger for the customs, probably, it just decided, oh, hey, you're a lower power now, and we're going to put you against easier bots. So it's now just kind of getting you back into the swing of your normal hanger. And yes, lowering your power to get easy opponents is definitely a thing. And anyone who does that, purposely or consistently, I will 100% unfriend them because I'm not dealing with it. It's cheating. Rearrange my hanger and drop to 4.5. I mean, even that shouldn't necessarily put you against Aegis bots, but I don't know. It might have been the customs. And no, Savage, I still don't see it. I have no idea what's going on. My ID is in the top. Send me an invite and I'll look at your hanger through that. I don't know what's going on. I think he is putting his ID in the live chat. It's just not registering. I'm using Orion and Stalker now. They need levels though. Yeah. No, I drop a lot of my SP when I use Orion or something. Just because it's like rank 5 at the moment. If you want to look. Right. Mortar Shadow with Boar. I am going to go ahead and say that probably wouldn't be as bad as it should be. It'll do significantly better than it has any right to. I can more or less guarantee that. Carbine 12 on a 3-star Orion. This might actually do fairly well. I think Carbine is a very good choice for Orion. But yeah, who knows? Did you get the Thermal Lance? Thermal Lance is annoying because, like, sometimes it throws me off because I feel like I should try to use the thermal lance, and it ends up keeping me from actually using my main weapon. So sometimes it's not even like worth using, to be completely honest. If you have a disc 16, then a single disc 16 is probably better than a disc 12 and a thermal 4. Even though theoretically applying overheat would get you more damage, it's so much more of a hassle, and it forces you to be a lot more linear in terms of how you're firing, and it also forces you to wait in order to fire your disc launcher until you've already applied overheat. So you're causing yourself a lot of problems for no reason. Yeah. You do have 16. Okay. I mean, unless your 8s are like a higher level, you could do a single 16 or 2 8s, whichever one's higher level. Use that. Oh, he is here? Okay. Savage, did you send me an invite? Oh, okay. Is this you? I want to make sure. We're ready. Is that? And you have 3.5 thousand power. Okay, I will get to that as soon as I determine whether or not this is Savage. You're gonna heat out? Alright, Silence. Thanks for stopping by. It's 1v1 later. Yeah, you guys do that with your stupid kill shots. Screw kill shots. Just because I showed up, Silence leaves. Yeah, I think he still blames you for not telling him about the customs. Savage, is this you or not? I know you invited me. Oh, here we go. Never mind. Don't answer that. Glad you think so. Super attack. I will get you right after I'm done with this guy. No, yeah, I see it now, Savage. I'm sorry. Missile Rack Zephyr is pretty good. If you did get the shotgun 8s from the Derby, they're probably better than Missile Rack 8s. Otherwise, Missile Rack 8s is for sure a good combination for that. Arc Torrents on Ares are good. Disc Launcher on Killshot also good. And Long Arm on Panther also good. Honestly, the next thing that I would recommend that you do is focus on getting better pilots. You have a max out rear pilot, but that's quite honestly just a waste of resources. You're not going to use this later. You're going to use, you know, Epic is the lowest that you're going to use after, you know, a while longer of this. So I would get rear pilots up to like rank 4 and then stop, because after rank 4 it gets stupid expensive to rank them up. It gets like almost 10 times more expensive for the next rank, and then it's just not worth it after that. But you're getting like the same value addition. Not you. No, this is you, I'm assuming anyway. Next thing I would do is honestly just get your last mech slot. Unless it's there and you just don't have anything in it. In terms of what you should go for, I'm not sure. You're probably going to want mortars. Unless you're very much against using mortars. You're probably going to want mortars in your last slot. But apart from that, it looks very good. Well, hold on. Search right here. Let me get you Supra 981 7033, correct? Yes. Max XP. Very nice. Video skin is not bad. Yeah, I agree. Should I swap long arm for EM16? Oh, yeah, if you have EM16, absolutely do that. That is a really good weapon. You have 2 missile rack builds. I wouldn't recommend that. If you got the shotgun 8s, again, if you got the shotgun 8s from the Derby event, I would definitely swap them for the missile racks and then put them onto Zephyr. Uh-oh, what's going on? Ooh, okay, it froze up for a second. But yeah, shotgun 8s on here would be good. Arc Torrents are really nice on Stalker, although if you had the discs 12, a disc 12 and 8 on Stalker would be really good too. Arguably better. And then you could put the Arc Torrent onto Zephyr instead of worrying about the shotguns. Mortar on Panther is kind of a waste, if I'm being completely honest, because Panther is like one of the best mechs. On who though? What do you mean? Put the EM on the long arm mech, on your Panther, right? Because you don't want 2 sniper builds, otherwise that's... You got too much range and you're not going to be able to actually push beacons very well. Put the mortars on Brickhouse, because your ability should come back relatively on the same interval that your reload comes back. That your weapon reload comes back. And even though you have 18 energy, if you were to use a single mortar 12 and then like a javelin rack 6 for the time being, then you could get almost the same amount of damage as 2 mortar 12s from the damage boost. It'll be slightly less until you continue to level up Brickhouse. 1 more rank up and you could do like a 12 and an 8. And then once you get a 12 and an 8, then you're doing like 30 energy worth of rocket mortar damage as opposed to 24. So it'll be better after that 1 rank up than this is already. And then this is gonna be your sniper. You're gonna want a sniper because rocket mortar is your only range, and it's really not good as a sniper type range. Like, it has good range, but it's not like a sniper. It doesn't serve the same purpose. So like if you have the EM rifles, absolutely do that. Otherwise, like railgun or long arm. Do I like your hanger? I think it's good, yeah. There's a few changes that you could make to make it a little bit better. To like kind of optimize it just a little bit. Mortar on who? Oh, I don't know, whatever you put into your last mech slot. Probably an attacker mech, just so that you can get like 24 energy to equip 2 rocket mortar 12s without necessarily having to max out your mech entirely. So like even like your Paragon could be fine, but Guardian also works. Whichever one that you have at the highest rank, honestly, just throw it in there and put rocket mortar on it, so that you don't have to upgrade as much. Because it'll all, for the most part, end up amounting to the same performance. But yeah, I mean, slight changes I would make, but overall, this is a good hanger. You definitely don't want 2 missile rack builds, though. That's for sure. Okay. With what other weapon? Oh, if you only have 1 rocket mortar, then just put on like a single rocket mortar 12 and then like a javelin rack or something, because you play them a lot the same by like kind of staying back behind cover and then just firing them, and people aren't able to see. You're firing them from where people aren't able to see you. So javelin rack is very, very similar to rocket mortar, so I just put one of those on there if you don't if you're not able to fit 2 mortars. Anyway, thank you all for stopping by. I am going to call it here because it's been a while. It's been 6 hours now. That's like about how much time I spent editing my latest video last night. And if you didn't see it, absolutely go check it out because it is very relevant right now. It is Shotgun 8 versus Arc Torrent 10 and 6. So, you know, kind of a general performance analysis. Which one's better with what different things against what different types of enemies and such. So, yeah. I would say that's very useful to know, especially for people who just got Shotgun 8 for the first time. But, yeah, thank you all for stopping by. I will see you later.